What if I told you that one of the world's most powerful empires was brought to its knees by a group of people who were never meant to taste freedom? That the dawn of 1804 didn't just mark a new year, but the birth of a nation that shook the foundations of the colonial world? This is the story of Haiti's independence, a revolution that defied all odds and a New Year's Eve celebration that forever shattered the chains of slavery. On the night of December 31st, 1803, the air in Haiti crackled with anticipation. This wasn't just the turning of the year, it was the eve of freedom. After more than a decade of struggle, sacrifice, and war, the enslaved people of Haiti were about to declare the world's first independent Black republic. At the stroke of midnight, they would become citizens of a free nation. This moment didn't just change Haiti, it sent shockwaves across the globe. To understand the weight of that night, we need to look back. In the late 1700s, Saint-Domingue, now Haiti, was France's wealthiest colony. Its sugar, coffee, and indigo made fortunes for Europeans. But this wealth was built on the backs of enslaved Africans who endured brutal conditions, relentless labor, and unspeakable cruelty. The fields were soaked with their sweat and stained with their blood. By 1791, the enslaved population had enough. Inspired by the ideals of the French Revolution, liberty, equality, and fraternity, and driven by their desire for freedom, they rose up in rebellion. It was the largest and most successful slave revolt in history. Visionary leaders like Toussaint Louverture, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, and Henri Christophe led the charge, transforming desperate uprisings into a full-fledged revolution. The path to freedom was long and bloody. The revolutionaries faced not only French colonial forces, but also the armies of Spain and Britain, who sought to control the colony for themselves. The enslaved fighters endured massacres, betrayals, and the brutal reality of war, but their resolve never wavered. This was a fight for dignity, justice, and the right to exist as free people. In 1702, Napoleon Bonaparte sent a massive army to crush the revolution and restore slavery. The French forces, led by General Charles Leclerc, were ruthless, using torture and mass executions to break the will of the revolutionaries. But the Haitian fighters, with their knowledge of the land and their fierce determination, resisted. Amid this chaos, the revolution's leader, Toussaint Louverture, was captured through treachery and sent to a prison in France, where he died in 1803. But his spirit lived on. His trusted general, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, took up the mantle. Dessalines was fierce and uncompromising. He knew the fight had to end with complete independence. There could be no return to chains. By late 1803, Dessalines and his forces defeated the remnants of the French army. The colonial forces lay in ruin, and the revolutionaries had done the impossible. Only one thing remained: to declare their independence. As December 31st, 1803 turned to night, the anticipation was electric. In the town of Gonaive, leaders and fighters gathered, hearts pounding with excitement. The journey had been brutal, the losses immense, but freedom was finally within reach. Torches flickered, and the air was thick with hope and disbelief. They had been enslaved, but now they would become citizens of a free nation. In the early hours of January 1st, 1804, Dessalines stood before the crowd. His voice carried the weight of generations. With a proclamation that shook the world, he declared the birth of a new nation, Haiti, free, independent, and sovereign. Slavery was abolished forever. The crowd erupted in joy and tears. They were free. The sun rose on January 1st, 1804, illuminating a land forever changed. The significance of that moment cannot be overstated. In a world where colonial empires thrived on the exploitation of enslaved people, Haiti stood as a beacon of hope and defiance. The enslaved had liberated themselves without the help of any major nation or global power. They had fought and won their freedom against the greatest military forces of the time. Jean-Jacques Dessalines, now the leader of the new republic, symbolically ripped the white band from the French tricolor, leaving only the blue and red to form the Haitian flag, a powerful rejection of colonial oppression. That flag waved proudly above a land where the people had reclaimed their dignity, their identity, and their future. Dessalines' words echoed in the hearts of the people. "I have avenged America." He wasn't just speaking to Haitians. He was speaking to all oppressed people across the Americas and beyond. But freedom came with immense challenges. The land was scarred by war, the economy shattered, and the international community hostile. The great powers, France, Britain, Spain, and the United States, were terrified of Haiti's example. If the enslaved could rise up and win their freedom in Haiti, what was to stop others from doing the same? Haiti's independence was a direct threat to the global system of slavery and colonialism. Haiti's victory sent shockwaves through the world. In the United States, where slavery was deeply entrenched, fear spread among slaveholders. Enslaved people in the American South whispered about the Haitian Revolution, drawing inspiration from their Caribbean brothers and sisters. The very idea of Haiti, a black republic forged by former slaves, struck terror into the hearts of the powerful, but ignited hope in those who yearned for freedom. In Latin America, revolutionary leaders like Simón Bolívar looked to Haiti for support and inspiration. When Bolívar sought refuge during his fight for independence from Spanish rule, Haiti offered him weapons, supplies, and safe haven, with one condition: that he free the enslaved people in the territories he liberated. Haiti's commitment to freedom extended beyond its borders, influencing liberation movements across the Americas. Yet Haiti paid a steep price for its defiance. The young nation was ostracized by the international community. The United States refused to recognize Haitian independence until 1862, and France, humiliated by the loss of its richest colony, imposed a crippling indemnity in 1825. Haiti was forced to pay 150 million francs, the equivalent of billions of dollars today, to compensate French slaveholders for their losses. This unjust debt drained Haiti's resources for more than a century, hampering its development and deepening poverty. Within Haiti, the challenges of building a new society were immense. The revolution had united people in the fight against a common enemy, but once independence was secured, divisions emerged. Questions about leadership, land distribution, and the direction of the new republic sparked tensions. Dessalines, though a brilliant military leader, ruled with an iron fist. His policies aimed to rebuild the economy through large-scale agriculture. But many Haitians, having fought so hard for freedom, resisted any system that resembled plantation labor. In 1706, Dessalines was assassinated and Haiti split into rival factions. Despite these struggles, the spirit of the revolution endured. Haiti remained a symbol of black pride, freedom, and resistance. The people who had once been enslaved had proven that freedom was not granted by oppressors. It was seized by those brave enough to fight for it. As the world moved into the 19th century, Haiti's example continued to inspire. Abolitionist movements in Europe and the Americas pointed to Haiti as proof that slavery was unsustainable, unjust, and doomed to collapse. The Haitian Revolution became a touchstone for those who believed in equality and human rights. But while Haiti's moral victory was celebrated by freedom fighters, its political and economic isolation grew. The world powers, fearful of Haiti's revolutionary ideals, sought to contain its influence. The nation that had dared to challenge the global order was left to struggle alone. Yet through it all, Haiti persevered. The Haitian people's resilience, creativity, and strength sustained them through the darkest times. That New Year's Eve in 1803 wasn't just a celebration of victory, it was a declaration of identity. The people of Haiti were not just freed slaves, they were citizens of a nation born from their courage. The significance of that night resonates even today. It reminds us that justice, no matter how long delayed, is possible. That people, no matter how oppressed, have the power to shape their destiny. The sounds of drums, chants, and cheers on that night echoed across the Caribbean. The flames of bonfires lit up the dark sky, casting shadows of people who had been through unimaginable suffering, yet now danced with joy. This was more than a national celebration. It was a cosmic shift, a reminder to the world that freedom is the natural state of humanity, and tyranny can only last so long. Haiti's story is one of both triumph and tragedy. The nation that changed the course of history has faced hardships that few can comprehend. Natural disasters, political turmoil, and economic exploitation have scarred its journey. Yet Haiti's legacy as the first Black republic and the first nation to abolish slavery remains an unshakable testament to the power of the human spirit. Every year on January 1st, Haitians celebrate Jour de l'Indépendance with pride. They eat soup joumou, a pumpkin soup that was once forbidden to the enslaved and is now a symbol of freedom and resilience. This simple yet profound tradition honors the sacrifices of those who fought for liberty and reminds Haitians of their extraordinary heritage. Haiti's independence was not just a victory for Haitians, it was a victory for humanity. It proved that oppressed people could rise up and change their fate. It exposed the hypocrisy of colonial powers that preached liberty while practicing slavery. It showed that the desire for freedom transcends race, class, and geography. In a world still grappling with inequality and injustice, Haiti's story serves as a powerful reminder. The fight for freedom is never easy, but it is always worth it. The courage of the Haitian revolutionaries lives on in every movement for justice and human rights. Their legacy challenges us to stand against oppression, to value dignity, and to never forget that change is possible, even when the odds seem insurmountable. If Haiti's story moved you, let it not just be a lesson from the past. Share this video, leave your thoughts in the comments, and reflect on what freedom means to you. The Haitian Revolution teaches us that history is not just a series of events, it's a testament to human courage. Remember that change starts with those brave enough to imagine a better world.